Hi everybody, I'm gonna look at you all at once. I'm having strange hand pain today, so I can't really type at once. I I thought this one was really cool, and I thought it would pop off any page. Social media is always very busy. There's a lot of things all around it, so I think what works really well are flat colors and information that is contrasted against the background. So I think this one would work really well. And the subsequent pieces that go with it as well, although it looks a little funny that the top of the shoe is cut off, but then you have all this real estate down here. So consider not cutting off the shoe and then moving everybody down. Also, giving a good border throughout. You don't want to put anything too close to the edge. It just makes it hard to read. Yeah, so these look incomplete. Like, I don't know, if you couldn't find a shoe that was the entire photograph, then you need to find another shoe. Okay, but it's a good concept, and I think it would pop off the page. All right, this one too, I think would pop off the page. Perhaps this word right here would not. I'm looking at this. It's pretty high resolution. Consider taking career opportunities and making that white. It doesn't matter what size it is against the red. It will seem like it's in your face if you just pick the right bright color. And so I admire that you didn't use the Coca-Cola logo throughout. That's clearly you know, the easy option that automatically makes your work look professional. I actually think this is a good way to go about testing to see whether your design is strong. Don't use the logo until you're absolutely happy with the other elements, and then you put the logo in there, and then you'll see you've really elevated the idea and the brand. So I like this concept, but because the shadows of the recycled bottles are almost the same color as the outline of the earth. It creates sort of a hard to understand shape at first. So consider, instead of the outlines, maybe make those earth masses yellow or something. Um, Add more contrast, and don't be subtle about it. Just make it really clear. Anyway, I love your way of thinking. I thought that your concepts were very creative and unusual, and definitely make me stop and look at it. All right, this one I wondered if believe is spelled incorrectly. That was the first thing that popped out to me. And then brains, yeah, believe the I is first. So the brains, I like that you had the concept. It works for this silhouette. Um, but then if you were to look at this on its own, you might be like, what's that thing? So I don't think it works on a small scale, and unless it accompanies um, the other ad, it really gets lost. Same with this, it just looks sort of like a smudge on a face. So I like that you're thinking as a grouping, but look at these closely individually and see if that really works. And also think about contrast. So if this was on a busy page of social media, it might be hard to read this type. The smile would really come across. Maybe you want to make the logo much bigger. So we have this VR headset at home. You probably have it too because you know what it is. So you want her to look like she's chewing gum. Then move this bubble closer to the bottom of her lips. That's my main suggestion there. So you want people to click on here for opportunities. That's good. I think that this is definitely highlighted. I don't think you need the www anymore. That's I don't really see that much anymore. People just do the word and then the .com. I think that there's probably a website out there where you can test how this looks on social media. if not, you may want to take a screenshot of like Facebook and then put your ad in there just any day on Facebook and see how this greenish, I guess it's teal, works against the blue. Will it be enough of a pop of color? All right, so let me see. All right, that one we're not looking at. This one, so number one, you've got to get the white out of there because it doesn't look like you put much effort into it. And you can do that if this was a vector apple, you can save it as a PNG or a GIF and it'll maintain the transparency. And then you can put it on top of this and it'll have that sketchy quality without the white poking through. I don't think there's a lot of contrast with the watercolor. That might not matter, but I would probably pop up the images, bring them forward a little bit more. It took me a second to realize the concept, evolve with us to the future. The big black space of that apple is really dead and gloomy. There's so much of it. I'm wondering how it might look if it was white. You know, watercolor, all that white shows through the watercolor. Maybe overall it would look more cohesive if the apple was white. Evolve with us to the future. Possibly make the iPad bigger so it looks more more futuristic. And I used to have one of these, so it's real funny. Evolve with into the future with. I'm not sure that phrase makes sense without punctuation. So basically, those were my thoughts. Like, I think that this one is probably the most successful because the iPad is the biggest. But this black apple, I don't think it's really the right color, so to speak, for you here. I would experiment with white or even the hot pink. See if it makes any difference to change that color. Anyway, like I said, I think you guys all have really great advertising minds, and at this point, you just want to tweak your work. Bye.